Straight tip SD. The straight tip connector, commonly referred to as the SD connector, is one of the most established and recognizable interfaces in the world of fiber optic networking. Developed by AT&T in the late 1980s, it played a pivotal role in the transition from copper-based local area networks to high-speed optical systems. While newer, smaller connectors like the LC have become the standard for modern high-density data centers, the SD connector remains a staple in industrial environments, campus backbones, and legacy networking installations. For a technician, the SD connector is defined by its rugged, mechanical design and its unique bayonet-style locking mechanism. The anatomy of the SD connector. The physical design of the SD connector is often compared to a BNC connector used in coaxial cabling. It features a long, cylindrical metal or plastic housing with a spring-loaded bayonet mount. At the heart of the connector is a 2.5mm ceramic or stainless steel ferrule. This ferrule holds the delicate glass fiber precisely in the center, ensuring that the light can pass into the receiving equipment with minimal loss. Because of its spring-loaded nature, the SD connector provides a consistent amount of pressure against the mating surface. This helps maintain signal stability, but it also requires a specific installation technique. To connect an SD cable, the technician must align the key on the connector with the slot on the jack, push the connector in against the spring, and then twist the outer housing clockwise to lock it into place. This push and twist action provides a very secure connection that is resistant to being accidentally pulled out, making it ideal for environments where cables might be subject to physical vibration or movement. Optical characteristics and performance. SD connectors are highly versatile and can be used with both multimode and single-mode fiber. However, they are most frequently encountered in multimode installations, such as those using older OM1 or OM2 fiber. One of the technical challenges with the SD design is that it is a non-keyed ferrule. While the outer housing is keyed, the ferrule itself can sometimes rotate slightly. If the ferrule is not perfectly polished, or if there is a tiny speck of dust, this rotation can cause fluctuations in the light signal. In the field, SD connectors are known for having a slightly higher insertion loss. Compared to modern connectors like the LC or SC, this is largely because the SD design is older and lacks some of the precision alignment features found in newer pull-proof connectors. If an SD cable is pulled or tugged, the spring can compress, which briefly pulls the fiber away from the connection point, causing a temporary loss of signal or frame errors on the network. The transition to high-density connectors. The main reason the SD connector has fallen out of favor for new installations is its size. Because the SD connector is round and requires space for a technician's fingers to twist the locking nut, it takes up a significant amount of room on a patch panel. In a modern data center where every inch of rack space is valuable, the SD connector is simply too bulky. A single rack unit that can hold only 24 SD ports might be able to hold 96 or even 144 LC ports. Furthermore, SD connectors are almost always simplex, meaning a single connector only holds one fiber. Since most fiber optic communication requires two fibers, one for talking and one for listening, a technician must manage two separate SD cables for every single connection. Newer connectors like the LC are often duplexed into a single plastic housing, making it much easier to manage cable pairs and reducing the risk of accidentally crossing the transmit and receive lines. Troubleshooting and maintenance in the field. When troubleshooting SD connections, the most common issue is improper seating. If the technician does not twist the bayonet nut until it fully clicks into the locked position, the spring will not apply enough pressure, and the light signal will be weak or non-existent. Another frequent problem is a bent ferrule. Because the ferrule on an SD connector is long and exposed when not plugged in, it is easy to chip or scratch the glass tip if the protective dust cap is left off. A technician should always use a fiber optic cleaning pen or a lint-free wipe with isopropyl alcohol to clean the tip of the SD connector before every insertion. Even a single microscopic skin cell or a speck of dust on that 2.5mm ferrule can block the light completely, or, even worse, permanently scratch the lens of the expensive network switch it is being plugged into.